Hello, fellow travelers. This is Veronica from Human Design Journey, exploring our costumes in this life, the way people perceive us, the way we get to our purpose eventually, as a side effect of being authentic, the profile. Today, we're going to look at the 2-4 profile. So we have here personality, which is the Hermit personality, and the design side, the unconscious, the opportunist. We have personal destiny. So these people are on the first floor of the house with their windows wide open or the lights on, and everybody can see in. They can see their talents, they're the natural. And they're really seen by the other. And hence they're being called for their gifts to externalize their gifts. So there is projection. They project outwards, the others see them, they see their gifts, they see what the hermit is natural at, and they call upon them to come and externalize their basis, their foundation. So that's the opportunity which the second line is waiting for without even knowing that they're waiting for it, which comes along. And because the second line, it's not introspective like the first line, it is not interested in investigation. There is no natural inclination to study there. So in this world of education and information, education is strength, and correspondingly not like if you don't read books, the difference between you and somebody who cannot read is practically none. And the 2-4 doesn't have a natural inclination to study, so in their life they can just be called upon, and if they answer and they're not prepared and their foundation is not solid, they become just a paper tiger who is tiger but on paper, on theory, not in action. The hermit wants to be ultimately left alone, to be in their own cave and do their own thing, and not engage, not involved. That's why their projected attitude is the Democrat. They would rather leave the majority to rule, and rather than give themselves the trouble to go vote, for instance. So they abdicate. For the others to do the leadership. But this gives them the limited perspective of bigotry. They don't know necessarily what's good for them. They cannot really look inside of themselves. They need somebody to see them and call them. And that is why friendship is their strategy to be in the world and to get their opportunities from their network. So they pay attention, and subconsciously they develop their network. They're constantly being called upon with their friendly personality. They have a lot of friends, and the maintenance of that network can cause them fatigue. So there should be times where the 2-4 really allows themselves to just be in their own space and take their time. Actually, the 2-4, they love their space. So never go into the place of a 2-4 and move things around. They don't like that. They want to have their sanctuary, their cave, where they just are. naturally. And they can be nice as friends, or they can be nasty. That's the fourth line. So the direction can be aloneness. So they can be creative and the aspired to role harmony. So for the second line, it's very important to be in harmony, to have friendship, to have things beautifully arranged, and to just be in harmony, because it's also profile which is determined by the call of others, but it doesn't know, because the fourth line is unconscious, and it comes out as a surprise that they're called out. And the trick is to accept the call, whether if it's correct for according to their strategy and authority, and accepting studying as beneficial, and this can bring advantages to the 2-4 profile. It's important that the second line being essentially democratic, and they just allow things to happen without being at all disturbed by them. They just don't know that there is another on the other side. So they're concentrated on their personal destiny. But their bonding strategy is interesting. Shyness, boldness. So they would come forward and then they would back off, being shy. So they would give a little bit a sign that they're interested, and then they'll back off. And that's why they're looking for a confidant or not in their sexuality, in their bonding strategy and sexuality. It's about having first somebody befriended. So you first are friends with somebody, you share your the stories of your exes. It's kind of, you have your own friendship line or journey together with that person before you can open up to intimacy. So the 2-4 profile should first wait for friendship to form, and only then there is indeed openness to be intimate with somebody. And also here, it's the rule: never leave your lover until you have another lover. Never leave your friends until you have another friend. Never leave your job until you have another job. Never leave your apartment until you have another apartment. It's the theme of the opportunity here. And it might sound bigotry, and it is, but otherwise the opportunity might not knock very soon on the door. But in order for the second line to become fanatic about something, they need to get the call. And then when they get the right call and they respond to that, or feel the impulse and or being initiated into it, invited, and it's correct for them, they can turn into fanatics about something. Alcoholics can turn into tea drinkers, and sexual workers can turn into nuns. So it can be a real strong force, and they will not be questioning the foundation. They have the fourth line. They're here to externalize it and to basically make people believe in their or take their foundation. So the fourth line wants to externalize its foundation, and that's how they can basically meet the opportunity and find their confidante or not, with which to become eventually intimate or not. But the second line is either a nourisher or depleter. They're depleters until they are called out and they can become the nourisher. Then they can accept a new foundation. They can interact with the world, and that's why their harmony is actually to be left alone rather than go out in the world and be and adapt to that world, because once you accept the call, you need to adapt to be there and take a new foundation, learn new things. And the 2-4 is not really keen on learning, so it will very soon be back to depletion. It can be a benefactor or dependent. Those children very often stay for quite a long time at home before they leave their family. And this is how they stay waiting for the opportunities to be called and eventually become the new hermit who goes back to their cave, stupid before and stupid after. Actually, here we have the words of Ra. In the hexagram structure, the first, the third, and the fifth lines are yin or feminine in nature. The second, the fourth, and the sixth lines are yang. Profile 2-4 is the first yang profile. They're often called upon, but rarely answered. Once they accept the call, they are forced to adapt to a new foundation, which to embody. When others look into them and see the transformation, it can have a profound and lasting impact. But 2-4 are stupid before and after enlightenment. They will not analyze their satori, their transformation. They will intuitively return to their existential lives, hoping to finally be left alone. Ra Uruhu. So it is the 2-4 profile with their personal destiny, that being in there with their transpersonal qualities, keeping the network, that can be called upon by the other and really transform. And it can be very inspirational. They can be really the true missionaries, those who stopped cigarettes and now they'll make everybody non-smoker. Our 2-4s, they can be ultimately shy or bold. They cannot really look in themselves. So they need people to see their gifts and call upon them so that they can come out of their cave and be out in the world until they come back to their cave and just stay there and existentially live in harmony with their own self. If you like to know more about the other profiles, you can subscribe to my channel. Look at the other videos. humandesignjourney.com is my website. Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook with the same name. This is Veronica. I'm glad to be useful. Please comment to let me know if this was interesting and useful for you. And I'll be back with more. Bye for now.